Agreed. And we have the stat line going across the bottom of our screens here. 28 of 32 against an SEC defense. That tells you the whole story right there.
Yeah. I mean, I heard all week from Auburn fans how this SEC defense was going to be nothing like Penn State has ever seen. So, I mean, if he did 20 out of 32 against them, can you only imagine what he's going to do against these mediocre, just Big Ten defenses who just know nothing about football, unlike the SEC. But no,
then again, there's a red team out west, state over to the west that probably does not want any of Sean Clifford right about now.
No, I mean, in all honesty, I know Tim and I kind of touched on Ohio State last week too, and it's as a Penn State show, it's impossible to not touch on Ohio State, I feel, because ultimately your goal is to beat the Buckeyes. Your goal is to beat the Buckeyes, get to Indianapolis, get to the college football playoff. Through 3 weeks, Ohio State has looked very beatable. Their defense has looked very pedestrian against quarterbacks that, quite frankly, are not as good as Sean Clifford, against running back groups that, quite frankly, are not as good as Noah Cain and Kevon Lee and Devin Ford, and back in the fold, John Lovett, which was great to see John Lovett finally make his Penn State debut tonight and show some flashes, not just running the ball, but catching the ball in the backfield. Not to get too far off course, but as a Penn State fan, this is probably, I know me personally, this is the most confident, and again, it's only 3 weeks, but this is the most confident I have felt about Penn State's ability to beat Ohio State since 2017. And I really do think that the Nittany Lions are capable of taking down the Buckeyes, even though that game is in Columbus this year, and playing for a Big Ten championship and making the college football playoff. So, it's definitely a very exciting time right now for Penn State fans. And that Mike Yurcich hire is just looking like an absolute home run thus far.